as a department.
Absolutely. And do you have any suggestions for us, people coming up in the job market? What's the best way that we could prepare?
Well, in addition to the writing as much as possible and speaking as much as possible and honing those skills, it's really about meeting people. This industry, and probably most industries, are as much about who you know as what you know. You've got to be able to do the job, but we get a couple of hundred resumes coming across our desks for jobs, and I'm not going to go through every single resume with a fine-tooth comb. So anything that gets you to the top of that pile, even if it's just a phone call from somebody who I respect or whoever you're applying to, if I call them and say, hey, this person worked for us, you should at least take a look at their resume. That's gonna be half the battle for you. Half the battle, because I look for reasons not to read resumes, especially from a written standpoint. If your cover letter is written poorly, then I know you can't write, and I don't necessarily care. I mean, I'll look. I'm not going to throw the baby out with the bathwater if there's something brilliant in the resume, but you need to get noticed somehow. And the best way to do that is volunteering, getting to know people in the industry. From our standpoint, it's the Big West Conference. We host the NCAA regionals in basketball, a bunch of NCAA events, Big West Conference tournament events. So if you volunteer at those, you get to meet people in the conference, other media relations people in the conference, non-conference media relations people if it's an NCAA event. You get to meet members of the media, and it's all about networking at that level. Because once again, you've got to get in front of people, and people need to notice your name and your resume, and it's so much easier to do that if they've already met you. And even if you're just running coffee to the truck for a TV event, and they know that you did that well, and you presented yourself well, and you were dressed neatly, and yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am, and you were polite, that's going to resonate with people. And when they see your resume, they go, oh, that's right, she helped out at the conference tournament. Let's take a look at her, let's bring her in. And then you can show off what you know. But you've got to know people in order to get in the door, because there's so many people fighting for these positions. There's tons of people who want to get into sports. In fact, one of the things that kind of bugs me the most is when I ask people, so why do you want to work in the industry? And the first thing they say is, well, I'm a huge sports fan. Well, you and several billion other people are sports fans. Why do I want to hire you? Because I don't want somebody who just wants to sit there and watch sports. You can do that from your couch much easier, and I need you to work the events, so you're not always going to be watching the events.